Yeah, my name's Jose Engel. If people know me as Joe, you can call me either or. I was born in San Juan, Puerto Rico. I am 24 years old. I turned 25 in August. And yeah, I decided to run back in March is when I filed, so it's been almost a year. It's been an amazing experience. I met some amazing people, like all these people here who are running for the same seat. And yeah, three things that I really care about and I really want to fight for are universal health care. We're the only first world country without it. People shouldn't go bankrupt because of medical bills. Having national paid maternity leave, well, family leave, not just maternity leave. Again, we're the only first world country without it. And then the other thing is better livable wages, right? So people don't gotta have 2 or 3 jobs to be able to afford a roof and basic necessities. Not, not luxuries, not to buy a big BMW, but to afford things that you need to live, So those are, the 3 biggest things that I care about. Of course, there are other things, but those are the 3 biggest.
Okay, very good.
Go ahead. All right, my name is Colonel Dr. Darren McCauley. It's a pleasure to meet you all, some new faces and some familiar faces. I am Florida's state air surgeon and the highest ranking physician in the Florida Air National Guard. Been in the Air National Guard for 26 years. I've been saying 25, but it's been a year in the stump almost already. I launched in July 24th. I'm also a pain management physician. I was at the VA for 10 years or so as a pain management physician in Bay Pines and also at the caregiver support program based out of Tampa. 3 things that I'd like to see done while I'm in Congress. My platform is really only 3 things, so that's perfect if it's number 1, I'd like to improve the cost of housing here in Tampa Bay. We pay the highest utility bills, we have the highest homeowners insurance, and we have the highest increase in home equity in the nation in between Orlando and Tampa, which basically straddle this district. Number 2, as a physician, it's near and dear to my heart. I want to see people actually be able to get the care that myself and my medical students provide. So I want to see affordable access to healthcare be the norm, not something that is a goal that's not unattainable. That means protecting Medicare, protecting Medicaid, making sure that ACA subsidies can continue when they're necessary, and doing all of those things to stabilize our healthcare system so that employer-based options are also cheaper. And then lastly, as a former federal government employee, I'd like to see a stable federal government that provides services for us. What we have been witnessing is our federal government being dismantled so that it can be a vehicle for billionaires, the richest folks in world history, to make even more money. To that end, we've seen Social Security, the VA, FEMA, the CDC, all dismantled to a certain extent, and I would like to right that ship and provide for services for the Central Floridians.
Good evening, folks. I'm Kimberly Overman, your former county commissioner for Hillsborough County. I'm a 40-year resident, a serial advocate, and a justice advocate for our communities. My concern about this particular race is that we have someone who is actually not necessarily representing the people who live here. I will be working on, as I did as a county commissioner, on the issue associated with housing. At a federal level, there are resources and a Department of Housing Urban Development that has been dismantled by the current administration, along with many other organizations that provide services that we partner with as a local economy. That has been stripped. There are a majority of the presidential administration that have violated our Constitution. My goal is one of those 3 things, is to bring accountability to the people again, to fight for our democracy, to fight for our constitutional law and order, and to bring common sense governance back to Washington, because we're not seeing that right now. A majority of the administration has actually violated the Constitution, violated the law, and they need to be held accountable. I unfortunately know Pam Bondi, and she is violating the law, along with many of the people there. So holding our elected officials, though, and the administration specifically accountable is one of my primary goals. Addressing the fact that we've got programs that taxpayers have paid for and need to be delivered to the residents of this country as well as Florida is critically important. So that accountability also includes making sure that programs that have been funded previously by Congress actually get restored so that we're able to access the resources that we've all paid for with our
Recording in
taxes.
progress.
Okay, is that your
Everyone
will?
okay with that?
Is that your will? Okay, the only other issue was was immigration. We need a sensible immigration program. What the governor is doing right now, calling our local Muslim communities and organizations as domestic terrorists, and then threatening them with having law enforcement call them on Muslim Day in Tallahassee today, is the targeting that our not only our national leaders are doing, but now we're seeing it at our state. Actually, it started the other way around. We started at the state, and now it's being mimicked at the federal level. Targeting and retribution by our leaders is not appropriate, and I'd like to see that stop. And I also want us to have a legal pathway to citizenship.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Robert People, a 21-year retired active duty Army veteran, running for Congress, as you all know, for District 15. My website is real easy to remember, peopleforcongress.com. So first, I want to start real quick by thanking everyone for being here tonight, because it's not easy. I mean, you're motivated, but it's not easy when it comes time to decide as far as who you want to support going forward. Now, how many of you are tired of receiving all the emails and texts and so forth from the Democratic candidates all throughout the country? So I got one, so my day was kind of slow, but I'm sure, you know, we're done with that. And it's tough enough trying to decide between just us four up here, but also when you have all that and you want to be involved, you want to, you know, commit in some way to being part of what changes this, it becomes frustrating and it becomes tough to do. And of course, every text has to be, you know, the universe is gonna blow up unless you give me $5, then it won't. So that's what they all sound like. And, you know, our country is on fire, yes, but it gets frustrating. And that's without seeing everything that we're seeing in the news every day, right? And not to mention, you all have lives, right? So, thank you again. I say all that to say this. Every single candidate is gonna ask you for your vote and your money. I want to actually earn both. And let's be real, while money is needed, I would much rather earn your vote, because that's what gets us across the finish line more so than money does. So my platform includes, number one, impeaching, convicting, and removing this administration. Because that's how we start fixing all this. Now, abolishing ICE, not reforming, not defunding, abolishing, getting rid of it altogether. So, we'll also work on affordability, but more than as a buzzword. I want to speak specifically to how it works for everyone in here and what's needed to the individual. So, bringing the Social Security discussion back, because we talked about it early last year. We stopped, but the problem hasn't been resolved. So that's still there that we need to address. Medicare for all, because healthcare should be a right, not a privilege. We should never be in this country at the point where people have to decide between life and death, just because the government is not doing their jobs as ultimately we're supposed to do. I want to serve the community. I will serve the community, not corporations. I will not accept money from AIPAC. I will not vote for further arms to go to Israel. We see what is happening, and as I learned in the Army, I want to step up. Not just because I want to feel as part of the solution, but I didn't serve 21 years for nothing. I have a responsibility to do this. And as I've always said to myself, when you have the capacity and you're in a position to help others, then you damn well better do it. So again, my website is peopleforcongress.com. Please ask me anything you would like to ask. I'm sorry, I hit the timer. And if I don't have an answer today, I will get you one. So again, thank you all for